What's up, guys? Hey, my name is Evan, and I am talking about a fucking topic today. Fuck these introductions bullshit. I just want to talk about the topic. Anyways, so I was been doing some thinking, and well, I've known this for a while, but it's coming together more, and I want to put this information out there for any of you other men who are suffering with this or anything. Is stop suppressing yourself. Stop suppressing your inner Chad. Quit suppressing your inner alpha, your inner aggression, your inner best self. Okay? And here's my theory. Actually, it's not even a theory. It's just what I've experienced through life and what I've noticed. Okay? So, one thing. Let's say this. You have a blockage, right? You want to be, kind of like that Chad guy, real good looking cat. You want to talk to girls. All sexy like. Let's give an example actually. Let's say you want a yacht, right? You want a yacht, and you want to be able to pick up girls and you want to take them to your yacht. But a part of you also doesn't, because a part of you inside doesn't like the idea, and you don't know why. But the thing is, you might be suppressing yourself. You might be suppressing the man in you that can own a yacht and get girls and bring them on their yacht, as shallow as that is. So my point here is to say, and what I realize is, look, it's not that you can't do that, but you might have a negative connotation about being a man with a yacht, because maybe in your head you think rich guys with yachts are these rich, sexy, fucking guys that get these fucking hot ass model chicks, and they can take them on their yacht. They could be old too, whatever, ugly ass niggas with money. You know what I mean? And a part of you does not like those guys. A part of you actually feels threatened by those guys. Maybe you feel threatened by a man that has that type of power. Maybe you feel like that type of man could come up and steal your girl with money. Maybe you feel some sort of insecurity towards that man. So that insecurity right there is stopping you from actually fully becoming the man with the yacht and the money and the power, because maybe a part of you is afraid that if you become that, the man with the power and the yacht, you become the asshole as well. You become the dick. You become the butthole. Another example, if maybe you had a lot of aggressive men in your life as a boy, I did, and that changed a lot of how I saw guys. I felt sometimes when I was younger, I needed to overcompensate in certain areas or certain things, because I ended up suppressing, or something in me was suppressed. Those men were aggressive, so I ended up suppressing more of my aggression. I suppressed more of the man in me, because the man that I was saying I was threatened by. They were threatening my life, and I did not want to be like those people. So I suppressed any of that side of me, any of that aggressiveness. Not that I wasn't aggressive, I was a pretty angry kid, but as I got older, there were certain things that happened that made me hold back or got worried about confrontation or certain things like that, or I was suppressing certain things and not allowing them to come to the surface, because I was threatened and I didn't want to be anything. I didn't want to be like that. So anything that was attached to those guys, they had certain attributes, but they were using those attributes in not a great way. So I cognitively suppressed myself from being a certain way because I was afraid to become a certain type of way. I was afraid to be an aggressive asshole, like fuck you, and like I was afraid to become like that. But the thing is, and this is the thing with like people with their parents as well and all this type of stuff, is you don't want to suppress that. You gotta know that that's not gonna be the case. You don't have to be those people. You don't have to be, just because you get hot and sexy doesn't mean you need to be a dickhead. Just because you get buff and you become more aggressive doesn't mean you need to use that aggressiveness and buffness to bully people, to make people feel insecure on purpose. You know what I mean? You don't have to use that for bad. You have a choice. So use these things in your life that made you feel threatened and stuff, use them, remember, but also allow that inner self in you to come out. Allow that inner aggression to come out. Allow that inner Chad, or whatever you want to fucking call it, the hot guy who feels like, because some guys, they feel like not only they can't be sexy, but their self-image won't allow them to be sexy because they might have, they've suppressed that. They don't believe that they can. They don't look a certain type of way. They might not want to be like, well, you know, those guys that I saw in high school were like these like 6'2" jock fucking guys, and they were like all shredded, and they were like talking real cool like and masculine and stuff. And a part of you might push that away because you didn't want to, you were threatened by that. You were threatened by that. Now, my message here is to know that you have a choice. You have a choice, but don't suppress yourself and certain attributes of yourself just because somebody else with those attributes used them in a harmful way towards you or left a negative connotation. So I'm bringing this to people's attention because even it hits me sometimes, and I'm like, wait a second, why do I have a blockage of, you know, money? Why do I have, that's a perfect one. People have blockages of making a certain amount of money because they have certain beliefs. And a lot of those cognitive beliefs are money is the root of all evil. People who are rich are bad people. So therefore, if I became rich, I'd be a bad person. These are deep subconscious. And sometimes it is conscious and people are aware, but a lot of these things are deep subconscious that you're not even realizing. It's just that that's a lot of that might be the reason why. It's like, well, I don't want to be a millionaire because I don't want to be a bad person. I don't want to do this. You know, they're dickheads, and I don't want to be a dickhead, and I'm not going to be that. You don't have to be. There's plenty of millionaires that are good people. There's plenty of poor people that are fucking awful and dicks and just horrible. It goes both ways. It goes both ways. There's plenty of ugly guys who you'd call not conventionally good looking that actually would probably get more girls than you ever could. And there's a bunch of really hot looking guys that never even slept with a girl. Not because they didn't want to, because they were shy and they might have had a different belief. Not everybody is the same. Not every girl is the same. That's another thing too I want to say too, is it's like people who maybe lower their standards with women because they've had bad examples with beautiful girls they would deem as beautiful, is that's another thing right there too. Is just like, don't be afraid of the beautiful women. Not all beautiful women are the same. And I know society definitely changes our perception and molds us and puts us on this hierarchy, but you need to remember, you need to let that shit go. You got to remember that we're human beings and everybody is different. Not all sexy hot women are stupid bimbo bitches that just want attention. Some of them actually get attention all the time. They don't give a fuck and they want to connect with somebody. They don't mind an average looking Joe coming up to them maybe and actually trying to conversate with them and talk to them and not really give a fuck about how they look like. And some of those really hot girls might be super shy actually. Some of them might be super shy and insecure, dude. And a lot of them are. But that goes to show everybody is different. And you don't want to suppress certain stuff within yourself because you have a certain self-image or a bad experience happened. You got to understand that all these emotions, all these attributes, we all have them. We're all capable of awful, awful things, and we're all capable of very good things. There's a spectrum. You know, I guess you could really be like good and evil almost in a sense, and there's everything in between. So you got to come down and make a choice. But don't suppress yourself because you feel like if you become rich and buff and you know, like sexy and act a certain way, then you're going to become, you know, a dick, and you're going to become like the person that maybe was like that to you. So my message is, don't suppress it, but you always got a choice. Don't suppress yourself. Don't suppress that anger. Don't suppress that part of you that's like your dad. But don't be like your dad if he was a dickhead or some shit like that. You know what I mean? Don't suppress his aggression. Don't suppress his alphaness. He walks in the room, he gains dominance in a sense. You know what I mean? And that scared you as a kid, so you suppress it. And now you suppress it so much that you're not a dominant guy and you wish you were. A lot of people, not everybody. This is just, you know, this is an example, but you wish you were, but you've suppressed it so much that it's not allowing you to be. Because you're like, well, if I become a dominant guy, if I become this alpha guy, then I'm just going to be like my dad, or I'm going to be just like this person. No, you have a choice. Everybody has a choice, and the actions you choose are what makes you you. That's what makes you your character. You have a choice. And that's it. That's all I gotta say. So I hope this video helps somebody, some people. Blah, blah. I'm working out again. I'm feeling really fucking juicy. Gotta get the tightest shirt. Okay, wait. That's not a. Okay, all right. Left arm. Okay, that's cool. All right, I'm out.